Time for another lunch with Banks, and this time I've got the in-game leader of NIP, Hampus, with me. Hampus, how you doing, my man? You've already made it to the playoff stage. Things looking pretty good.
I'm all good, man. Perfect.
My predictions are still good.
Your prediction is winning for us, man.
We've got to keep that going.
Yeah,
First of all, we're gonna get some lunch. We're gonna get some food, sit down and chill for a bit. So when it comes to diet requirements for you, do you have specifics where you're like, okay, I won't eat this, I will eat this, or?
No, I just eat what I think looks good, you know.
Almond potato. You down to some of that?
Yeah, let's try it.
That sounds interesting. I've never had almond potato.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah,
it looks like fried potato. It looked like chili cheese almost, you know.
Yeah, that's what you think it would be.
Yeah.
Well,
I like chili cheese.
Chili cheese is very
those
nice.
are good.
Very nice. Well, we got some pulled pork as well. So when it comes to before games, do you try to eat like certain foods or anything?
Yeah, before we had Fred as a coach.
Yeah.
He had banned like pizza, fries, things like this.
Oh God.
But DGL, he's more like eat whatever you want as long as you perform. You know?
So as long as you're happy, you're good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Hampus, I'll start by pouring you your drink. You know.
So kind, James. So kind.
You are the in-game leader. You have to do most of it, for the team. So I think someone else will do something for you for a little bit of time.
Always happy when I get someone to do something for me.
Now, Hampus, your story, right, and your rise in the Swedish scene is a difficult one for many reasons, and we'll come to that later. But I want to start with Hampus as a young boy growing up in Sweden. What was that like for you? Like, you have brothers, sisters? Did you have like good education and stuff? What was it like?
Yeah. I have one baby brother.
Okay.
His name is.
So you're the oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. It's me and him, and he's 5 years younger than me.
Oh wow, big group.
Yeah, 5 years. I had to think there before talking. But yeah, he's 5 years older, and he was the younger brother. I was just a normal kid, you know, going to school, things like this. When I'm going to school, I was only going for like the least I had to do, you know, like just get the what's the word, like in Sweden we have A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah, we got the same.
Yeah, I was just going for an E, you know. If I got an E, I was happy, so I just went for E and everything, you know.
Wow.
So I could go home and play more, you know.
Your parents complained about that?
Yeah, a lot. But they were complaining. Yeah, you have to go outside, you know, all this. Yeah, I was satisfied with this. Like I didn't get Fs, you know. Yeah. So that was good. All I wanted to do was play for the most times. I played some sport as well, like it's called floorball. It's called.
Okay.
Yeah, floorball. I was really good actually on floorball. And then I played some football. I tried some hockey. That's not really my thing. But floorball I was really good at, you know.
So you said it right, you wanted to play games a lot of the time. But during your school time, were you a good kid in school, bad kid in school? Like not talking about grade-wise, but like attitude-wise. How was Hampus?
I was okay, I would say. You know, I was friends with everyone. I was always polite, like I try to be now. You know.
Same you are.
Yeah, be a friendly guy. You know. The only thing is that maybe I wasn't in school as much as everyone else. You know, but I was there enough to make it. You know.
Okay.
And that was my plan.
So, what was like the first video game you played? How did video games come into your life?
It was my dad playing. I think he was playing Counter-Strike actually, like Condition Zero.
Nice.
Was the first time I saw any game really.
Okay.
And then I wanted to play it, of course.
Yep.
I was like maybe 7 or 8, 9, I don't know. And my mom didn't let me. I was so sad. So always when I got home from school and my dad was home and my mom wasn't home, I can play 1 hour, 2 hours, you know.
Yep.
So it started out like that, and then I started playing, you know, like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, these games. I also played Call of Duty for a while, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Like it was my main game for 2-3 years. Like we were trick-shotting, you know.
Yes.
And posting on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. And then one of my teammates in Call of Duty, he wanted to play Counter-Strike, and I was like, no, not Counter-Strike, man. Let's keep with this, you know.
A Swede that said no to Counter-Strike.
Yeah, no, and then he had to convince me, and then I was like, yeah, but if you want me to play CS, buy it for me, you know. so he bought it for me, and then we started playing CS, and then the rest is history.
So your copy of Counter-Strike wasn't even paid for by yourself.
No.
Now you make a lot of money playing the video game.
Yep.
That's
I have paid him back.
Okay, you paid him back. There we go. All right, so in terms of that, right, you come into Counter-Strike. You obviously saw your dad play it. I remember when we did a bit of content at another event. We were playing like old versions of Yeah, we played a bit of 1.6, for example. You were a little bit good at that as well, you know, you still had the natural ability to it. But what was it about CS:GO that like made you think that this was going to be your game? What got you into the competitive side?
I don't know really. It was more like we were always playing like we were like 6 or 7 guys in our like friend circle or whatever, and everyone always wanted to play. So it was kind of like a competition, you know. The best ones could play, so I had to be better than at least 2 guys.
Yep.
In the beginning, so I like. Of course, I wanted to be good, and I was just feeling that I was kind of good when I was playing matchmaking, things like this, you know. Like I got global first of any of my friends, you know, things like this. And then it was more like one day my friend just asked me, let's make a team, man. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's play these qualifiers together, you know, all these Swedish qualifiers, like you win mouse pads, things like this, you know.
Yeah.
And we just started farming these, and then I was like, yeah, this is super fun. When one day I will want to win something big in this game, and then I just kept going, you know.
Was there any of these players that you were playing with back then that you still play with now, or like still friends with?
I play with a lot of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I play with a lot of them, and some of them are actually like pro players in Valorant now. Like 2 of them, they're called, I don't know if you know Safe.
Yes, I do know,
yeah,
of course.
I play with Safe, and then Lynxy as well. He's plays in some Spanish Valorant team.
Okay.
Yeah,
so there's some skill that can be carried through from the friends as well.
For sure. And then I play with HNS, I think you know.
Yes, of course.
He's my brother. And then like some of HNS friends, and like that was our gang.
Okay, so interesting. So your little brother's also playing, right?
Yeah, of course.
You've got that brotherly rivalry going on. Did you have 1 computer or 2 computers?
We had 2 computers.
Oh, luckily.
Yeah, my dad works in IT, things like this with computers, so he hooked us up.
Nice. There was no fighting over who's going to get some playtime.
No, but when I was at my friend's house sometimes, they only had 1 computer, and I always remember, because one of my very close friends, his big brother always wanted to play, and yeah, we could never play when he came home, you know.
You're not winning that.
Yeah, never.
So let's look at Passions, right? The first team where we start to see you come up. And the thing is, what's crazy here is, right, you're only 23 years old now, you're still young, and an IGL of a tier 1 team. Back on the Passions lineup, what was your role? Like, how did this come together? What was the start
actually, before Passions, we played in. It was because on my sticker I have this 3.0.
Okay.
On both of my stickers now, and it's in Sweden that's 3.0. And my first team was actually called 3.0, so that's why I have it on my sticker. And that was our first team, and it was like me, Safe, Lynxy, and then a guy called Jens.
Yep. And, so the friend group was still there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think it was we changed the last player a bit. But we played some King of Nordic, I think it was called back then.
The Q-pad stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got on HLTV, you know, the first time, and just being on HLTV was super cool, you know.
Huge.
Yeah. And back then I wasn't the IGL or anything like this, I was just a player.
Yep.
And then we won these a few times, and you won like 500 euros or something, and that was huge for us, you know. We were like 15, 16. And then after that I don't remember exactly what happened, but some of the guys stopped, some of the guys didn't want to play anymore. And then I was playing a lot of FPLC, and there I met Rusty.
Yes.
And me and Rusty has been together ever since then. Then we started Passions. And in Passions I was the IGL because no one else wanted to be it.
Oh, so it wasn't a choice, it was like, no one
They was like, yeah, no one wants to do it. I was like, yeah, sure, I can do it. It shouldn't be that hard, right? And then it's...
Now, what do you think now?
I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have. Much rather not be in the IGL.
Would you really?
Oh, I think I would be better.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so most IGLs I speak to are like, no, like I like the role now, even if they were not natural.
Yeah, I like the role. Like I embrace it. You know, I like it. I do my best. Like I know I'm probably the best Swedish IGL. You know, so I have to be the IGL. But I think I would be better if I wasn't IGL. You know.
I like it. All right, at least you're understanding of the situation. There.
Yeah.
So then we have Passions that you go to Epsilon for a bit. Was it Epsilon Hype team?
Yeah, Epsilon
right?
Hype. Yeah.
But then also you kept going back to Passions. We had Red Reserve. Like, what was this period of your career like? And which point were you like paid from? Which point did you have like a salary?
We played in the Passions lineup, and then we qualified for the, I think it was called like the ECS, the Development League.
Yes.
Yeah. Where we won against like we were just 5 random Swedish guys, 3 friends, like no org, just called Passions, and then we beat Godsent one map, I remember, like 16, like a big, like 16-5 or 16-6, something like this, and it was like Flusha, JW, Krim, Snyder, Pronax, I think. And like when we won against them, we were like, shit, maybe we were pretty good guys, you know. And then we also took them up against Heroic, we took them up against Gambit, and they were like, yeah, I think we're good guys, you know. And then
I think, not sure yet still.
I think we're pretty good, you know, because we had no idea actually, you know. We were just
learning.
Yeah, exactly. We still didn't know really how to play the game, really, you know. We were just doing it our way. And then we got picked up from Epsilon Hype, we were the academy team, and that's where we got our first salary, and it was like $500, something like this.
And how old are you then?
I was 16, I think.
That's pretty good for 16.
Yeah,
right?
I was in Sweden we have 3 years of high school, and I just started my second year.
Okay.
When this happened, and this is when I was like, yeah, maybe I can make some money, you know, make a living out of Counter-Strike.
But then you're in this cycle, right, where you go back to passions again.
Yeah.
Red Reserve comes up as well. I first remember you from, like, personally when I'm looking at the event side of things. And it's like a lot of back and forth, a lot of trying to go the next step. You even had your stint on Godsent under that org as well. So how was this time of life for you? Was this hard? Was it still enjoyable? Because you were very young, yet you were going for all of these even big events, kind of making it there, never quite breaking through to the very top like a consistent basis.
It was a good time, I would say. Like I just loved Counter-Strike so much at this time. Like I haven't played a lot. We all know like games, tournaments, things like this. And I think after Epsilon it was Passions again, and we were just like every time we didn't have an org, we just called ourselves Passions, and we always made a team like me and Rusty and 3 others. Always me and Rusty. And then we played with Devil Walk for a while, I think. And then we lost a game against Godsent in some qualifier to the WSG. And then like a week after, Godsent just asked me, hello man, you wanna come play the WSG with us? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it, this is my chance, you know. And I think that's where it really started, where I really saw like, yeah, I can really make it, you know. But also like these times in the Red Reserve, like when we played with Michael Ele and all this, it was a really good learning phase, you know, because we were still just, we didn't really know how to be professional or something like this. And when we got Michael in the team in Red Reserve, he really showed us that like there's more than just playing CS, you know. You need to think about other things and you need to be professional and all this, you know. Yeah,
so it wasn't just like a hobby and casual play,
exactly.
The next level.
Yeah, and I think like those times they were pretty chaotic. There was a lot of grudges, I remember, between me and Michael especially.
Okay.
I think that was the reason we split. And then
is it sorted now? Are you friends now?
Yeah, we're on good terms. We're good. We say hello to each other, you know, things like this. But I think like that's after that it was the Godsent thing, and then from Godsent then it just all started to grow, you know. Yeah.
So the thing is here, right? How I look at the Swedish scene, and I'd love to get your opinion on it, is you guys were kind of suckered in by like, yes, we can get there. But Fnatic weren't making changes really.
Nope.
They'll just take one player every now and again,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
NIP doing very much the same thing. So it was so hard for a team to break through when you had players like you guys who had the ability. Like I remember seeing you guys, you got to one of the star ladders, right? And events, like you were sometimes making it there, even better than the NIPs and the Fnatics. And yet you would never get the opportunity.
Yeah.
How is that for motivation as a young player, knowing that like these are our 2 orgs for our country, and we're not getting the shot in because they kind of, I wouldn't say they gate kept you, but they stuck with their little guard, didn't they? So you were never a way to break in.
Yeah, I know. I think both NIP and Fnatic did it. Yeah, they did it bad, or like not did it bad, but they could have handled it better, I would say, like the way they did things. But you know, I know a funny thing. Once when we were called Passions, I think it was our first minor qualifier. It was before we joined Red Reserve. It was when we were talking to Red Reserve. NIP contacted us as well, wanted us to be NIP Academy. And then Red Reserve offered more money, so we said no to NIP Academy, of course. And then 1 week later, we play NIP in the minor qualifier. And we beat them 16-3. I remember, in the best of 1.
I bet that felt good.
Yeah, it felt super good. And then we were like, we beat NIP, guys. We were fucking good, you know. We can do this. And then we failed to qualify for the minor, and then me and Michael had this problem, and then we went our separate ways.
And how are your parents taking all this at the time? Are they starting to like be more supportive, believing in it all?
Yeah, like when I got my salary, they started to be like, okay, you can. We want to like tell you to go outside 15 times per day anymore, you know. Only 1-2 times now. So they were really accepting and really supportive, and that was really nice. I really needed that, I would say.
Yeah. And was it easier because you're from Sweden and it's kind of seen in a more positive light for them to accept it as well?
Yeah, I think so. But there's also not only because I'm from Sweden. I think like they both work with computers. Like my mom is like, what's it called? Like she designs buildings
Oh, architecture.
Yeah, oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, my dad, as I said, like works in IT and like that's all. So they like both sit by the computer every day. Like they know what the computer is, you know. Like they're not out building the buildings, you know. They has no idea.
Yeah.
So they were just really supportive because of that.
Now the big change, right, for me, which I feel like is the next step after this back and forth of it all, is Game Legion. How did that offer come about? How did that become a thing? Because that seemed to be the more serious step.
Yeah, it was of the end of Red Reserve. It was really chaotic. We changed the lineup a lot of times. It was like Freddie B went out, Freddie B went in, like Draken came in, Disco Doppland, like we were like Prolan, even me, like we were Rusty, like we Grux, like we were like 9 players circulating this team. And it was really chaotic at the time, I remember. And then it was like Red Reserve went in, they went bankrupt, I think the word is. So there was no more Red Reserve.
Great.
So we all were free agents. And then I remember we had Krille as a coach.
Yes, yeah.
You remember him? I like, yeah. Krille is the man, man. He's the man.
Okay.
For sure. But he just asked me, like him and Draken asked me, like we want to play with you. Let's make a team. And then we were like, let's not make a new Swedish team with all these lineup because it obviously didn't work. We didn't get where we wanted to be. And Scream and Existence were free agents at the time.
Yep.
So we talked with them. And then we were like, yeah, Existence, you make the team. You get the players who you want to get. And then in the start it was me, Scream, Existence, Draken and HS. And Krille on the coach. We were called Uruguay 3, I think. Something like this. And then like 2 weeks in, NIP called Draken and said he should stand in for these 6 events, and like if you do it good you can maybe join. So of course he took that opportunity to join NIP. It's very understandable. And then I don't know what happened, but NIP didn't. I don't know what, there was some bad communication there, but we kind of got fucked because Draken left us and then Draken got fucked. I don't know, it was a very shit
double
situation.
bad, yeah.
But then we got Knock instead. Which I didn't complain about because Knock was super good as well, you know. The only sad thing was me and Draken were like super good friends, so I was sad that I couldn't play with him, you know. But then we got Knock and we were playing pretty good, and then we find Game Legion. And then in Game Legion it started like this next step again, like yeah, now we can do it again. Like I'm playing with Scream, Existence, like 2 of the most famous guys in CS, you know, like I felt like I'm here, you know.
And what was that like, right? Because I'm guessing Existence was in game leader for sure, yeah. Scream, obviously, a veteran. How important was that for your growth and development? Like, how much were you able to learn?
A lot. I think without playing with Existence, I would never be here.
Wow.
For sure. Like
amazing.
Where I might have been here, but I would not be this good. For sure. Like he taught me a lot, like outside of the game, inside of the game, like how to be a leader, kind of, you know, how to call in some ways. Like I would understand his thought process and all this.
Were you a bit of a secondary caller in this team?
Yeah, but
nice.
But this was my favorite position, you know. So I was playing very good in this team. I had like 120 rating, you know.
And this also, glory days.
Yeah, and this also, you know, like I played so good for so long, but then I played Fnatic. They were like, no, don't even look at this guy, you know.
Why do you think that was?
Because I don't know. I had a pretty bad reputation in Sweden. I was, apparently I was toxic, you know. But in my opinion, everyone is just sensitive.
Okay, yeah. What reason I have got a good, I have a good relationship with a lot of players, as you know.
Yeah.
But me and you have always got on because you're very similar to me. You're just very honest.
Yeah.
And like that's why I love doing interviews with you. I know you're not gonna give me the bullshit. Like I'm getting the real hampus.
Yeah, man.
Never lose that trait.
Yeah,
that's not toxic at all. Because it's never like you're going, oh, that player's terrible, you're being horrible. You're just saying, no, this player didn't play good, this was not good. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's honest. Like, if I see someone play bad, I say, yeah, you played bad, but that's why we lost, or you know, like this.
And this is what I mean, this is why I like doing this kind of interview, and the community is going to see this thing because they're seeing the real you, right, of how you are. And people sometimes look too much at the stats or hear too much of the rumours to think of what someone is.
But I guess also when I was like around 18, I was like a little shit kid as well, you know, like
we all were.
I was, you know, like a bit passive aggressive. Like I could, like if someone killed me, like 30 bullets in the head behind, like right, nice shot, you know, like, things like this, you know. And that wasn't appreciated in the Swedish scene, I can tell.
And I guess
all the Swedes are so sensitive.
Yeah, because Swedish people to me are not very confrontational, and they're a bit more like reserved in many ways. So if you are someone with personality like yourself, it's almost seen as quite unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Now, for you though, was it always, and I don't know if this is true for all Swedish players, but is it always the goal, because of the legacy, to be on NIP or Fnatic? Is that just like the dream?
Yeah, I guess. I would say so, but I would also be happy if I made it with like Epsilon or Godsent, you know.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily like the NIP or Fnatic in that sense. Yeah. And I also knew that I would never join Fnatic because during one of these passions times, I was playing the Swedish Pro League, which JW started, and then I got banned for trolling. I did troll.
Oh, okay, you did troll.
Yeah, I did troll.
It
was a ban that I should have gotten banned, and I did get banned like 24 hours only.
Yeah.
But the only thing I did was I was arguing against my ban because I didn't want to be banned, of course. And I was like in 18, 19, you know, I was just trying to get unbanned. And then I got in some, JW didn't like me after this. And then he got Flusha and his guys, you know, to not like me as well. And then like when I played them sometimes, they bullied me in game, things like this, when I still was a random. Would never want to even join Fnatic. So my dream was always to become a professional and then play against Fnatic when JW was there and just win a game against him, and after the game just nice game, well played, you know. That was my dream, but JW got bad before I got good, you know. So it's
there we go. So it's not really a comparison now.
No.
Yeah, there we go. You're in the good spot.
Yeah, don't know where he is anymore.
So what did you feel like when it was coming towards the end of Game of Legion? Because even then, right, there was moments where we see glory days, a lot of roster changes that came through, but how was that part?
It was also very chaotic. Like we went from.
You seem to thrive in chaos here.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, there's been so much chaos. It was in Game of Legion because we had this international lineup, and then I don't know. There was like I couldn't play with one player, or I didn't really want to play with this guy. He was a really cool guy, but in the game we didn't really. Yeah, we clashed, and then there was. Nok didn't want to play with his second player, so it was like. Yeah, it was just chaotic, and then we did roster changes. Then we went like. 4 Swedes and one, not Swede. I think it was me. Yeah, 4 Swedes and Scream for a while, and that didn't really work out.
That's gonna be hard.
And then we went full Swedish when we got Dennis, I think.
Yep.
And then like there was also just so much chaos with like the personalities. Like we had for a while we had Drake and me and Dennis, and it was just it didn't fit.
Never
you know?
working.
It was just chaos. It was just chaos, and there was we did some more roster changes. We tried almost every Swedish player. It felt like
just rotating.
We were just laying around the top 30. You know, it wasn't working, and then.
And you're still salaried full time. It's like it's Game of Legion's a pretty legit organisation.
Yeah. The salary was good. It was okay. Like I could live for sure. So that was nice.
Okay, so now we're at a point where it seems the only stability you really have is during the passion times because you can always fall back onto passion.
Yep.
A little bit in Red Reserve until obviously they went bankrupt, which is less than ideal. then we had Godsent for a short bit. And this is crazy because like your career starts in 2016 on like the high level, right?
Yeah.
And we're only in 2022 now, and you've been through all this ups and downs.
Yeah, there's been so much.
But like you have found times of bits of success, but you never got the call up to a big team.
Yeah.
What was the moment like, and did you even expect it when Nip were like, hampus, hello?
Yeah, it was so weird because it was in Game of Legion. They wanted to redo our roster, so they kept me on the bench, and I told them that they want to play with Rusty, so they also kept Rusty on the bench, and then they used.
So still trying to keep the friends together.
Yeah, exactly, and then they just let everyone else go in the team, like Drake and Dennis and Freddie B, I think it was.
I remember that, because it was literally just you.
Yeah.
I remember the HLTV thing where it's just like all the vote gone and then just you two sat there.
Yeah, exactly. So it was me and Rusty still in contract. They 3 were free agents. And then it was like this for like 1 month, and it was I don't know if it was the first RMR or if it was the Pro League they played. But it was when Astralis still had their 5 lineup and they were still pretty good. Yeah. And NIP won against them 2-0. And then the next day my agent contacted me, was like, NIP wants a meeting up. And then I had a meeting with Jonas, our boss.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, we want to bring you to NIP and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God, like, is this really happening now? Like, I thought this would never happen, you know, because of the kind of reputation I had.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just super surprised and super happy. And it was also so annoying because I was in TeamSpeak with Plopsky and Nok like every day, and I couldn't tell them anything. And like I signed the contract and all, but I had to wait. I had to wait like 1.5 months or anything, you know. And I was like teasing them, like, yeah, this DreamHack tour, like, guys, I got a new team. And they were like, what team? And I was like, I'm playing in the same tournament as you guys, and I think like if my team play your team, we're gonna win. Like I was doing like this, you know. And they were like guessing.
So you're still trolling?
Yeah, of course, when I can, when I get the opportunity. But then I got to NIP, and now I'm here and I'm super happy.
So you're on to NIP, right? You're now getting to play back with Nork, you're getting Plopsky as well. But even the chaos continues for your NIP, right? But you're in-game leader, you've got the chance to thrive and survive. What was the major change between the other organisations you were on and then NIP?
The major, the biggest difference I would say is that the NIP is more like a football club in a sense. There's really the management is the one making the calls.
Okay.
In the other orgs, there's been like the players who, like we as players, went to the boss like, yeah, we want this. We don't like this player. We should get this player. You know, things like this. And I think this in NIP is much more mature, and it's like the players just focus on playing. Like we know we can't really. It's our boss's job to make the team, you know. We're just the players, we're just here to play. So I think that's the biggest difference, and I think this is the way to go.
Now, I want to ask about the relationship you have with Threat, because obviously at one point he was the coach, then he's the analyst, but I know this is a guy who's got a great mind of Counter-Strike. Like I remember him in the 1.6 days towards the end, I spent some time with him. His understanding of the game, I rate him very highly.
Yeah.
So how much are you able to learn from him, and how is that relationship?
The relationship is very good. Like I learned a lot from him. Like he's really good at like making tactics, and that's not really my strongest part. Like I know what I want, but I don't really have the full energy, you know, to go in and like be on the server for 2-3 hours.
He's very nerdy on the
exactly.
details. Yeah.
Like the details is the hard thing for me. Like I know like the big picture. Like if I want a tactic, like we should do this and this and this, and then I just give it to Threat, and then he just perfect it, you know. So it's super good. And then also like his preparation before the games, he really taught me like how to prep.
Okay,
because
cool.
Before NIP, I didn't really, I'm gonna be honest.
You're very much on your own.
Yeah, I didn't really do any like prep before games really. Like we were just, okay, we're playing mouse watch tomorrow, okay, Frozen is holding B, this guy is holding A, and that was all prep we did, you know. Now it's more like we prep a lot.
Yeah,
and
hardcore.
Yeah, and now I really learn like how to prep and all this, and that's only thanks to Threat.
Now, obviously, we have a position where Nork goes out, right? We've got more of a core to what NIP is. And the device comes in, let's look at that one, and it's a big name. But even like, remember I did the interview with you guys at the time, you didn't even know this was going to be a thing that was happening. You found out very last minute it comes in. Do you feel extra pressure when a big name like that comes into a team?
No, I just get like more confidence because a big name that wants to play with me, you know.
Yeah.
So then I must be pretty good, you know, and this just boosts the confidence. So yeah, no pressure, I would say.
Awesome. Okay, so it didn't really change anything like that. But what's the relationship with like you and the Swedes right now on the team? And we're going to come on to Essetag a little bit later. But what's it like for the U4 as a core Swedes lineup? Because like you mentioned, the other lineups, there's always been some sort of disagreement. But I don't think I've yet to see you four have an issue, at least when I look at cameras or I see you at events. It seems like everything's very good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like me, Brolan and Plotki, we were like super close friends, like even before any of us played in NIP. And like even me and Rez, we went to China like 2016 with Epsilon, so I've known him for so long as well. So like all us four Swedes and even the coach DGL is like and Threat of course, we're super close friends and we just have a lot of fun. And even if we disagree, like we just discuss it and like we go forward. You know, there's no bad manners in that way, and like everyone is polite. Like we know, like we respect each other, and we know we're all here want to win. So there's no need to be mad at each other. You know.
And obviously, the other thing is that you're all very young now as well. Even if we include Essetag into this, like you have a good baseline of age and I guess similar way of being around each other, similar interests and stuff. How would you describe the current personality mix within the team? Because the only thing I would say you guys lack when I look from the outside is maybe you do it, but you're also IGL, so I wouldn't directly say you do it. But it's like the hype man. You know?
Yeah, we really miss the hype man. That's what we need. Because Rez and Plotko, they're both pretty quiet guys.
Super chill, super nice all the time as well.
Exactly. And then
Brolan's very quiet.
Yeah, Brolan outside of the game is super quiet, but inside of the game he talks like.
Oh really?
Like one best of three, he talks more than he talks the whole day outside of the game. You know?
So he just spends all his words in one go.
Exactly. But Brolan, he has the best communication of any player I've ever played with.
Wow.
And I don't think anyone would think that when they just look at him as a super skilled kid. You know?
I'm just like. Is he alive? Like he's answering my questions, but he's just very just left.
Yeah, like Brolan is getting Brolan was the best thing that could have happened, I would say, because he's really like the second leader in a sense. Like he's playing B on Ancient, B on Inferno. Like he's really just commanding the sites, you know. Like
he must be super motivated after such a terrible time in Fnatic at the end.
Yeah, exactly. So it's super nice with him. And then also like
S-Attack's the last one we were talking about, yeah.
Yeah, he's also super chill. Like he's learned Swedish now, super good. So there's no problem with that anymore. And he's just getting into the group super good as well. Like we have a lot of fun with it. Like this is the most fun I've ever had.
He's Mr. Funny to me. Whenever I see S-Attack, he's got the bit of the American talking style.
Yeah, exactly.
As well.
Like he's a bit of a troll outside of the game. And
I can imagine that.
I like it.
Awesome. So we've got a good team environment now. I saw an interview you did recently, right, that like this is the lineup you want to play with. But obviously, do you worry about the fact that it's management also going to be choosing these things all the time over you guys?
Not really, because right now we're performing. So if we're performing, there's no reason to have to do anything.
Nice. And DJL. Now I love this guy.
The God.
This guy is brilliant because, like you mentioned, Fred very good at all the tactics.
Yeah.
So for me, as a coach, he's great, but like, I can imagine sometimes he's not there in the same way that might be the extra motivational things coming in. Giving him just focus on the tactics and the analytical side, brilliant. And then you've got DJL, who I know don't take no shit.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
So you got the real boss man behind you.
Yeah, we got a real boss man behind us. And he's from Croatia, so he's not your common Swede, you know.
Perfect, we need that. Yeah, we've broken out of the stereotype.
Exactly. That's super nice. No, but DL is super good. Like he's super smart in the game as well. Like he's really good at he knows what he wants to do and he knows how to get us to do it, kinda.
I feel like he has, from my an outside perspective, and so I want to get your thoughts on it. He has just a good hold of you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like he really knows what buttons to press on every player, you know, if you can say it like this. And he really knows like what to say, what to do in every moment.
The print screen moment at Blast. I'm print screening this score. You guys go and make the greatest comeback. That's it.
Yeah, like just things like this. That was so funny. Like, guys, I'm taking a print screen now, and we're gonna look at this after the game, after we did the comeback. And then we did it was so insane, like 14-6 or something.
And right now, there's been a long time where I've been against NIP in a sense of not against you guys as players, but I didn't believe in what this NIP lineups had to offer. Sometimes Rez would be inconsistent. Sometimes your calling could be like live or die on crazy hampus moments. But this is the first time I've been excited. I've been predicting you guys more and thinking, shit, we got a good NIP again. Like it's all working. You definitely feel that way. I can see that and what's going on.
Yeah.
But in terms of what you guys think is missing at the moment to be on the very top, because what's interesting, right, is you had the IEM full win, but during your whole time on NIP, you've not had big tier 1 tournament wins, big trophy wins, right? You must be desperate for that.
Yeah, it's time to win. But let's win this one, huh?
Yeah.
Let's win this one. No, but I think right now we have what it takes. Like the only thing I would say we need right now is maybe a little bit more time to get our system going, because this is our second land with Brolan. And when we got Brolan, we had to change. We changed some positions with Rez. We changed Plopke's role to Lurker more.
A lot of mixing up.
And then we changed S-Tag to Upper, obviously. Okay. And I would say S-Tag had a slow start in the RMR, but if you look at him this event, just wow, he's been playing amazingly. So if we just keep going like this, I think just a little bit more time to really find our groove on all the maps, because I don't think we have perfected all the maps yet, because we only had 4 or 5 weeks practice with this lineup and these roles. So we just kind of did repetition, same things, but different players doing different things, you know. So it's been kind of annoying for me, because I had the same positions. I used to do same things all the time.
You're not changing much.
No, but some time to just some more practice, but we'll see if we need it. Maybe we doesn't even need it. We'll see now, this tournament.
And are you still enjoying your job, your role, what you do?
Yeah, of course.
Is it more now because of the players you've got around you?
Yeah, of course. Now with these players, I'm super happy.
Because I see you happy all the time outside the game, but I'm wondering, is Hampus just always happy? Is he ever unhappy with his stuff? Even after a loss, you can be like, oh, I understand why we lost. It sucks, but you know, you still like it.
Yeah, being here, being the IGL for these guys, being the captain for these guys, it's a dream, I would say.
Perfect.
I wouldn't want any other team.
Nice. And I got to also touch on this part, your weight loss journey from Hampus we saw back in the day. We go back to those Star Ladder events and stuff to now. What spurred you on to do that, or what was the reason behind it?
Well, I didn't feel the best at the time, and I really felt that I need to really grab this by the balls and do it. You know, I can't look like this anymore. I felt like I really just want to feel better. But I didn't really start working out that much. I was just more thinking about what I ate. Okay. No fast food. Just eating healthy and going for at least a walk per day, and sometimes around.
Just your decision.
Yeah, exactly. I just made a decision, and then I did it, and then when I got down here, I started living it like I did before, you know.
Yeah, but you can enjoy something every now and again.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So overall, feeling better, looking better,
Yeah.
more confident,
Yeah, for
happy
sure.
hampus in front of us for sure.
Yeah, man.
And a good team built all
Yeah.
around.
Now
us.
all I need is to get the motivation to go to gym to get these
You get
guys
some
up
muscles,
a little bit. Yeah.
All right, you can come with me. We'll go.
Yeah, just a
we'll
little
go.
bit, you know.
Get you some muscles to
well.
throw around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, for you though, going forward as a player, right? You're still very young. You want big tournaments, sure. You want major trophies, but what specific goals have you set yourself, if any?
I really want to be on the top 20 player of the year.
Ah, nice.
I think last year I was pretty close. I think if last year if I would have played better in the start of the year, I would have made it. I think I was probably like between 25 to 30.
But can you do it with your style of in-game leading? And maybe you can explain to me your in-game leading style that sometimes I think, Jesus, Hampus is taking big risks. Like, you're not art levels of crazy, but you've got your own style of it, Hampus.
Yeah.
And like, even the players I've interviewed on your team have told me, they're like, yeah, sometimes we really like are put in a bad position because Hampus goes to do something, but other times he wins us the entire round. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. It's just sometimes when I feel it, I feel it.
But this feeling, like, so
Yeah.
I understand sometimes you'll get a feeling you try it.
Yeah.
How many of these feelings do you have in the game? I get it every few times in a couple of rounds ago. Oh,
Yeah,
I've got this.
I don't know.
You're like reading all of it.
I don't know. It's like I'm not afraid to lose, if that makes sense, you know. But there's
No
also
fear.
but also now with Berlin coming in, I've changed a little bit. Like he's taking some more space, and I'm more in the back sometimes on some maps.
Okay.
But yeah, I think like with my style, it's kind of hard to get the top 20 because I die a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like even if I have the most kills, I have the most deaths. And for the top 20 thing, you need just good rating. That's what they go on. And yeah, it might be hard, but that's my goal, and I will try to do it. You know, Glaive did it, so maybe I can do it.
I like it. Hampus, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you, man.
appreciate you, man. This is a really good one. I wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you so
I wish
much,
you the best of
bro.
luck at the major as well. I'll keep predicting you and take up against Navi.
Nice one. Nice one.